Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 14-kitobining test 3, 3-testi bo'lishi kerak va savollarga javob berishga harakat qilamiz va bu qismda o'zingiz bilganingizdek, bu videoni olishdan maqsad savollarni o'qish, javoblarni topish va javoblarni topishda yordam bergan keywordlarni aniqlash va o'sha keywordlarni tarjimalarni sizga berib ketishdan, sizga vocabulary berishdan iborat bo'ladi. Birinchi navbatda biz tekstni topib olamiz, title'ni topib olamiz. The concept of intelligence, ya'ni intelligent, ya'ni aqlning konsepsiyasi va bu qismda undan keyin savollarni turlariga qarab olamiz. Qanaqa savol turlari bizda bor ekan, undan keyin esa javoblarni birgalikda topishga harakatni boshlashimiz mumkin va o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek bu qismda which section contains the following information, matching information, undan keyin esa not given questions, undan keyin esa matching people berilgan ekan va har bitta qism o'ziga xos va har bitta qismni o'qishni talab qiladi. Shuning uchun ham biz birinchi navbatda men hamma qismni o'qishni sizlarga taklif qilgan bo'lardim. Chunki bu savol turlari oddiy savol turlari emas. Xohlasangiz nima qilishingiz mumkin? Buni baribir oxiriga olib qolasiz, chunki matching information masalan 3 tagina savol bergan ekan. Bittasi oxirida kelishi mumkin, ikkitasi boshida kelishi mumkin. Masalan, bilib bo'lmaydi qanaqa vaziyatda kelishini. Shuning uchun ham buni riskovni qilish, nima qilishni bilmaymiz. Qilishimiz qiyinroq buni. Shuning uchun ham bunga ozgina ehtiyot bo'lamiz buni qilayotganimizda. Yes not given questionlar ham shunaqa. Masalan, bu slow language development bu topish qiyin bo'ladi bu qismda. Men bunday ham qiyin bo'ladi topish, chunki bu hamma yoqda tarqalib ketgan bo'lishi mumkin. Xo'p, bu yerdan boshlanar ekan. Stanberg, Jefferson, Hamilton. Okay, I found this. Hamilton view, Jeffersonian view, Jacksonian view. Demak, qismda ana shu ikkalasini, uchalasini o'qiyman-da, javoblarni topib olishga harakat qilaman birinchi qismda. Keyin ko'ramiz nima bo'lar ekan. The Hamiltonian way, which is similar to the Platonic view, is that people are born with different levels of intelligence, and those who are less intelligent need the good offices of the more intelligent to keep them in line, whether they're called government officials or, in Plato's term, philosopher kings. Seem to have shared the belief. They wrote about the emergence of cognitive elite, which eventually would have taken responsibility for the larger responsible mass of non-elite. Wow, people who cannot take care of themselves, left to themselves, the unintelligent would create, as they always have created, a kind of chaos. What the hell are you talking about? Desirable for some possibilities to be open for everyone. Haqida o'qimadik. No section of society should have preferential treatment at the expense of no information. Should only gain benefits on no information. Variation in intelligence begins at birth. At birth, mana boshlangan. People are born with different levels. Demak, o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, bu Hamiltonian view bo'lar ekan. Shuning uchun ham buni A deb olamiz, Hamiltonian view. Chunki tug'ilma holatda tug'ilishidan ular turli xil intelligensiya, ya'ni turli xil idrok, onga, razumga ega bo'ladi. The more intelligent people should be in position of power. Demak, bu qismda more intelligent, bu qismda Platonic philosopher kinglarni ko'rdik, government officiallarni ko'rdik. Bu Hamiltonian view bo'ladi. O'zingiz o'qiganingizdek, o'zingiz ko'rganingizdek, birinchi navbatda hamma narsani o'qib olib, o'sha paragraf o'qib olib, keyin match qilish osonroq bo'ladi. Chunki savollarni o'qib H I J hammasini G H I ni skan qilib chiqqandan ko'ra birinchi navbatda paragraf o'qib olish, tushunish, keyin esa savolga qarab chiqish yaxshiroq. Masalan, ikkita savolga javobni topdik. Everyone can develop the same abilities. No information about it. People of low intelligence are likely to lead uncontrolled lives and chaos. Mana bu qismda chaos haqida ma'lumot berilgan. O'sha uchun uncontrolled life deb olamiz. Buni ham yozamiz, A qilamiz. Xo'p, keyingi javobga o'tamiz. Keyingisiga Jeffersonian view is that people should have equal opportunities. Xo'p, should have, but they don't necessarily avail themselves equally of these opportunities and are not necessarily equal reward for their accomplishments. Xo'p, people are rewarded for what they accomplish if given equal opportunity. Low achievers are not rewarded to the same extent as high achievers. The goal of education is not to favor or foster an elite, but rather to allow children the opportunity to make full use of the skills they have. My own views are similar to those. Xo'p, demak, bu qismda equal opportunity haqida berilgan ekan. It's desirable for the same possibilities to be open to everyone. Mana bu qismda hammaga possibilitylarni open qilib qo'yishingiz kerak ekan. Hammaga should have equal opportunity. Masalan, hammaga bir xil opportunitylar, возможность berish kerak ekan deb Jeffersonian view gapirar ekan. Shuning uchun ham B olamiz bu qismni. Keyingisi no section society should have preferential treatment at the expense haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Only gain benefits on the basis of what they actually achieve. ma'lumot yo'q menimcha. Nope. Demak, bu qismda ma'lumot bor. Ayni o'qib olamanda, keyin savollarga javoblarni topishga harakat qilaman. In Jacksonian view is that all people are equal, not only as human beings but in terms of their competences. The one person would serve as another in government or on a jury or almost any position. Hop, boshqa odamlardek serve qilishi mumkin as well as another person. In this view, democracy people are essentially intersubstitutable except for specialized skills, all of which can be learned. In this view, we don't need and want any institutions that might lead to favoring one group over another. Demak, bu qismda biz xohlamaymiz bitta gruppani boshqa gruppani ustun qo'yadigan situatsiyalarni degan. O'sha bunaqa vaziyatda no selection of society should have preferential treatment at the expense of others. Boshqalarning hisobiga preferential, ya'ni ularni yondan oladigan, prefer qiladigan treatment bo'lmasligi kerak degan ma'lumot berish kerak. O'sha uchun ham sini olishimiz kerak. People should only gain benefits on the basis of what they actually achieve. Mana people are rewarded for the accomplished, equally rewarded for the accomplishments degan qismda yozilgan. Low achievers are not rewarded same extent as high achievers degan ma'lumotlar berilgan ekan. Demak, bu B bo'ladi. O'z ko'rganingizdek, low achieverlar high achieverlarga ishalik reward qilinmaydi. O'sha ma'lumot keyword sifatida bo'ladi. Everyone can develop same skills. Bu qismda yozilgan ma'nosi. People are essentially intersubstitutable except for specialized skills. Demak, shuning uchun ham buni C qilib olishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Bo'ldi. Demak, javoblarimiz tugadi. ABCD hammasini ishladik. Bu qism oson bo'ldi. Demak, faqatgina bu qismni o'qish kerak edi. Endi yes not given ni topishga harakat qilamiz. Yes not given topishga harakat qilish uchun men hamma narsani o'qishim kerak, chunki yes not given ham tartibda kelmaydi, manba ham tartibda kelmaydi. Bu ahmoqona savollarni bajarishning eng oson yo'li, eng oddiy yo'li, eng bosh og'riqsiz yo'li bu savollarni birinchi marta o'qib olish, javoblarni birinchi marta o'qib olish so'raladi yoki bir marta hamma narsaga ko'z yugurtirib chiqish yaxshiroq, chunki men buni qidirganimcha o'lib ketaman slow language ni. Xo'p, look at that in wow, maybe should whatever. Look at that in one way, everyone knows. Men birinchi savolni o'qib olmasam, masalan, qarangda, masalan, shunaqa vaziyatda, masalan, 3 ta chiqqan bu savolga javob topish juda ham qiyin bo'ladi hozir. Shuning uchun ham keywordlarni aniqlab olsangiz, keyin masalan tekstga kelganda topishingiz ehtimoli kattaroq bo'ladi. Men shu uchun ham savollarni birinchi marta o'qiyman-da, keyin tekstni scan qilishga kirishaman. Information about how non-scientist assumptions about intelligence influence their behavior towards others. Demak, olim bo'lmagan odamlarning dagatkalari intelligence haqida va ularning boshqa odamlarga nisbatan munosabatiga ta'sir o'tkazish haqida ma'lumotni olishimiz kerak. Reference to a lack of clarity over the definition of intelligence, ya'ni intelligencening, ya'ni intellekt yoki razumning yoki ongning definition ta'rifi bo'yicha bitta asosiy umumiy ma'lumot yo'qligi haqidagi ma'lumotni topishimiz kerak. Lack of clarity in definition, ya'ni ta'rifdagi aniqlikning yo'qligi. The point that the researchers implicit and explicit theories may be different. Demak, qismda researcher, ya'ni tadqiqotchining ichki va tashqi teoriyalari bir-biriga qarama-qarshi bo'lishi mumkin, bir-biridan farq qilishi mumkin degan ma'lumotni olishimiz kerak. Undan tashqari slow language development is likely to prove slow language development likely to prove disappointing to the parent. Slow language development and disappointing. People's expectations of what children should gain from education are universal. People's expectations and universal. Scholars may discuss theories without fully understanding each other. They can discuss theories without fully understanding each other. Demak, bu qismda topishga harakat qilamiz va ko'ramiz nima bo'lar ekan. Xo'p, rangni o'zgartira olaman. Next. Let's go. Look at in one way, everyone knows that what intelligence is. Look at it in one other way, no one does. In other words, people all have unconscious notions known as implicit theories of intelligence, but no one knows for certain what it actually is. This chapter addresses how people conceptualize intelligence, whatever it may be actually. Why should we ever care about what people think intelligence is, as opposed to only valuing what it actually is? So, at least for reasons, people's conception of intelligence matter. Demak, 4 ta sabab bor ekan, nima uchun bu matter qilishi. Demak, bu qismda reference to ga bor, taxminiy javob a, lekin ko'ramiz agar keyingi javoblarimiz o'zgaradigan bo'lsa, o'zgartirishimiz ehtimoli bor. First, implicit theories of intelligence drive the way in which people receive and evaluate their own intelligence. And others. To better understand the judgments that people make about their own and others' abilities, it's useful to learn about the implicit theories. For example, parents' implicit theories of their children's language development will determine at what age they will be willing to make various corrections in their children's speech. More generally, parents' implicit theories of intelligence will determine at what age they believe their children are ready to perform various cognitive tasks. Job interviews will hire in decisions based on their implicit theories of intelligence. People will decide who to be friends with on the basis of such theories. And some knowledge about the implicit theories of intelligence is important because this knowledge is often used by people to make judgments in the course of their everyday lives. Demak, ustida odamlarning intelligence haqidagi fikrlari ularni hayotda kundalik tarzdagi harakatlariga ta'sir ko'rsatar ekan. Bu demak bida bo'lar ekan. 100% bida bo'ladi, chunki ma'lumot bor. Mana non-scientist people deyishgan, assumption, implicit theories influence their behavior towards others, boshqa odamlarga nisbatan. Bu bo'ldi. Second, implicit theories of scientific investigators ultimately give rise to their explicit theories. Thus, it's useful to find out what these implicit theories are. Implicit theories provide a framework that's useful in defining the general scope of a phenomenon, non-well answered phenomena. In this implicit theories, you can suggest what aspects of phenomenon have been more or less attended to in previous. What the hell are you talking about, man? What the hell? Yes, third, this implicit theories can be useful when an investigator says that existing implicit theories are wrong or misleading. Even an investigator of implicit theories reveals little corresponds where. Wow. Ne bo'ldi? 3ta javob bor. Hamma javoblarimiz shu ABCda D'da bor. Demak, birinchiga o'tamiz. Lack of clarity bor. Topdik. Point the researchers implicit explicit theories may be different. Demak, bu qismda very different haqida ma'lumot bor. D'da ma'lumot bor. Masalan, can be useful when explicit theories are wrong or misleading and they are different. Little correspondence bu yerda little correspondence ya'ni to'g'ri kelishi kam degan ma'noni bildirgan va shuning uchun ham D'ni olamiz. Demak, ABADni oldik, bo'ldi, yetadi, qism tugadi. Eslatgan slow language development in children is likely to prove disappointing haqida ma'lumot bormi, yo'qmi? For example, parents' implicit theories of their children's language development will determine at what age they will be willing to make the first corrections in their child's speech. Demak, bu qismda disappointment haqida ma'lumot yo'qligi sababli not given ma'lumotini oldik. Ma'lumot yo'q. Disappointing yoki disappointing emasligi haqida. People's expectations of what children should gain from education are universal. More general, parents' implicit theories of intelligence will determine at what age they believe their children are ready to perform cognitive tasks. What the heck? Where is education? Farik. What? Until scholars are able to discuss their implicit theories and thus their assumptions, they are likely to miss the point of what others are saying when discussing their explicit theories. Demak, ustunda ular teoriyalarni discuss qilishi mumkin, bir-birini tushunmagan holda bu yes bo'ladi. Xo'p, demak, bu qismda mana bu no bo'lar ekan menimcha. No bo'ladi, chunki no bo'ladi. Qisqasi, bitta no bo'lib, bitta not kelib, bitta yes bo'ldi. Shu bilan charchadim. Bugungi darsimizni o'z nihoyasiga yetkazamiz. Dars foydali bo'lgan bo'lsa biz xursandmiz. Agar foydali bo'lmagan bo'lsa kommentariyada yozib qoldiringlar. You are a piece of shit deylar. Shu uchun ham men bilaman, keyin yaxshilashga harakat qilaman. Shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Sizdan keyingi darslarda kutib